Hello everyone, I'm Sargos, and I was wondering which weapons are the best in Foxhole. I mean, I do have my preferences, we all do, but realistically, to find that out, we'd need to ask the community, which I did. I made a survey and let people, both factions, grade each weapons on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is unusable, 5 is average, and 10 is the perfect weapon. Making the survey, I had to categorize it in such a way that I had to remove mammons, as they are more of a tool for blowing up buildings than a weapon to combat other players. Also, keep in mind that they are available for both factions, meaning it's a neutral weapon. Next are the frag grenades, which in the last dev update were also made equal, and I doubt the scores would be much different between them. Lastly, I omitted Lunaire and Osprey, which are similar but not the same. Osprey is not a weapon, it is an attachment that is put on a weapon, making it more of a tool, where this is not the case with Lunaire. It takes up a primary slot and it is a weapon on its own. Also, both use different ammo and are used for different things. And in this case, I'd say there is a real asymmetry. At number 10, we have the Clancy Sniper, the Warden specific weapon that uses the 7.62mm ammo. It's one shot, one kill weapon, and it has the longest range of any weapon. Basically the best sniper, not that there are many snipers, but this one is the real sniper. It's used versus usually static targets like machine gunners, medics, then builders, of course. And if your skill increases, you can deal with commanders peeking out of the hatch. That's usually very powerful use for the sniper, and I've seen a single sniper delaying operations because usually the commander in the tank that's peeking out, right, is the operation leader. And when he dies, usually the operation has a pause. So all in all, a good weapon for sure. Number 9, we have the Gast machine gunner. That's the colonial 12.7mm spewing weapon. It has a high rate of fire, high ammo capacity. It will slow you down when you're wielding it, but it should be used from a static position over a pillbox or inside a pillbox, either way. It's fairly accurate, but it tends to draw much attention, like every machine gun. If you don't switch up your position, you're going to die. It's good at its job. It's suppressing buildings. It can mow down enemy trucks. It's good for like blockading logi, and it's good versus infantry if your positioning is good. Number 8, Blake Row. The Warden semi-automatic rifle that uses 7.62mm ammo, medium range weapon, 3 shots to kill a player, and can use a bayonet or osprey. It's basically the Warden's answer to the Argenti, so makes sense that it's there. It's a good weapon overall. Not the longest range, but it's a good weapon. It's reliable. Number 7, we have the Fiddler SMG. It's the Warden specific weapon. It uses 9mm ammo. It's close range and it's fairly accurate. It has a lot of history, that weapon. The SMG that was used for both factions, and it was reliable. When it came to the Wardens, as the Warden specific, the Colonials got the Lion Claw. But usually people find it better than the Lion Claw because of the greater ammo capacity. Either way, I do like the Fiddler and it's reliable. I would use it always when the night comes. At number 6, we have Malone machine gun. The Warden machine gun, it uses the same ammo type as the Gust, so that's 12.7mm. It has a faster rate of fire than Gust. It's good for suppressing. It has problems with bloom because it has a fast fire rate, but it's pretty good, maybe even better than Gust for suppressing. To be quite honest, the suppress mechanic, I don't see it being used that often. It can be used in like regiment situations, but in public, just like going to the front, you don't see that often. So people usually just use the machine guns to kill other players. At number 5, we have the Argenti, the Colonial Tartar, the default rifle. It uses the 7.62mm ammo, slightly less range and accuracy than the Warden Tartar, right? But high rate of fire. Needs 2 shots to kill. And to be quite honest, I love it. This is my favorite rifle because it's a starter rifle, right? You don't need to tech it like Blake Crow to wait for it, but then again, it's personal preference, right? On the 4th place, we have the Cutler launcher, the Warden RPG launcher. It's good versus structures and can be used versus vehicles if you shoot it from the sides or the rear. It has a very long range and it's not a hit scan weapon, it's a projectile launcher. But it's fairly easy weapon to use and it does its job pretty well. If you want to deal with the enemy defenses with the Cutler, you're gonna do it. The 3rd place, we have the Sticky. It's a grenade, a reliable anti-tank weapon if you can get close enough. So basically, you get 3 stickies in your inventory, run to the tank or armored vehicle of your choosing, right? And just throw the stickies at it and watch it go boom. A sticky is something to be feared. Also, it's one of the weapons that will trigger a spontaneous in-game event. Which is always fun, like people shouting, hey, sticky rush, and then next thing you know, you have like 10 people around you and you're just like the biomass clans do, roaming the plains, going to flank enemy tank lines with your stickies. It's always a good time with stickies, so yeah, I understand its position on the number 3. On number 2, we have Bane. Bane is the armor-piercing RPG projectile launcher. It's a very good weapon versus tanks or structures if you really want it, but it's armor-piercing, so it does less damage to structures, more damage to tanks, but Bane does its job very, very well. The Wardens don't have such a powerful response versus tanks as the Bane. It deserves to be on the number 2 position. Number 1. The best rated weapon by the Foxhole community is the Spray and Pray King of the Night, the Cleaner of Trenches, the To Hell with RNG, the Assault Rifle, Dusk. Once unlocked, it feels like the whole colonial faction uses only that weapon, and at nighttime, there are so many bullets flying around that you're gonna get killed even if no one was actually aiming at you. Easy to learn, no need to master. Chances to lose a trench increase just because of that one weapon. It's a colonial only weapon, it uses the 7.92mm ammo, it has the highest rate of fire and the largest magazine of all assault rifles, unusually long maximum range, a factual bullet hose. The interesting thing is the effective range, so that white line, right, is 18 meters, but it can do around 10 damage as far as 30 meters, almost doubling its range. I mean, with that amount of bullets flying, yeah, people are gonna die. The Dusk surely deserves its number 1 place. I totally agree with it. It's a annoying weapon to deal with and it's a no-brainer to use. Of course, there is personal preferences to each weapon, but this is what the community voted and I can't deny that. Honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised with the distribution of weapon types and faction representation in the top 10, so it's not one-sided, which is really good. We have 5 warden weapons, 4 colonial and 1 neutral. We got a healthy variety of types of weapons, with a noticeable exception of anti-tank rifles, which leads us to some additional notes from the community. I've selected the ones that were repeated, and the community recognized the state of the ATRs as problematic and are asking for fixes. Also, people were asking for a Warden LMG, light machine gun, a flare pistol, which I might add makes sense, so it's like a no-brainer, as well as the ability to use shovels, hammers, or wrenches as melee weapons, which also makes sense. The pyromaniacs among us asked for Molotov-like grenades or fire grenade, and there is an interesting idea of a weapon like the flamethrower, but it sprays green ash gas, the caustic weapon. Yeah, that seems very, very scary. The slice of the Foxhole population that participated in the survey was big enough to have some meaningful data. It was a fun project to do, thanks to everyone who participated. Couldn't have done it without you. Finally, thank you for watching, and as always, Veni, vidi, ludere, Dixie.